fake real news. They're giving you the fakeness. We're giving you the real news right here at DKM Media Group and Associates. Things are happening all over the globe. And as things are going on, you need to know the truth about what's happening in your city, your state, and your community. You can get the truth right here at Fake Real News, right here on DKM Media Group and Associates. That is Fake Real News at DKM Media Group and Associates. Things are happening in and around your community. There's an outrage. You need to know the truth. Come and get the truth right here at Fake Real News. Welcome everyone to another episode of Fake Real News. Welcome to another episode. Let me do this here. There we go. Welcome to another episode of Fake Real News. Welcome to another episode of Fake Real News. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this afternoon, this evening, if you will. And I encourage you to share this broadcast, and again, share this broadcast because we're going to talk about some things that you need to hear about. Before we get started, I want to go in and say good afternoon to one and good morning to the other, because we have one here that's in the East Coast and we have a California correspondent that's actually on the West Coast. So we're going to say good morning to one and good afternoon to the other. So right now, I'll say good afternoon to you, Gregory Adams.
Good afternoon, Raheem. Man, it's an honor as always to be here to bring the realness of the news that has been characterized as being fake. One of the things about DKM Media Group and Associates, we bring to light the reality of what we face on a daily basis. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Good deal. Now I'm going to go now to our California correspondent, Rodney Allen Rippey. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good. Hey, good morning. I'm here on the West Coast, and it's always great being on with you there, Raheem. And it's also great being on with the viewers out there every Friday. We're here.
Yes, sir. Good deal. So what we're about to do now, we're going to go into a lot of the topics that we have. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into a lot of the topics that we have. And we got quite a few things we're going to talk about today. And turn it down just back. The first things we're going to talk about today, and one is Trump. We're going to talk about Trump and his attempt. I try to come up with such a better word, but his attempt to not allow the transition, not allowing the transition to go as smooth as it should. Greg, what do you say to that?
Wow. That is one of the things that we really need to pay attention to as the taxpayers, as American individuals, as voters. How our president, Donald Trump, has not allowed there to be a smooth transition. He is yet to concede to Joe Biden. And with his negative acts and or actions, is causing the American people to suffer drastically with this COVID-19 situation. The pandemic has taken a second turn, and Joe Biden is asking for the information he needs so that he can help remedy some of these problems with the vaccine. So with President Trump trying to get Georgia to do the recount, now he's trying to reach out to lawmakers that are in Michigan to try to get them to come in to undermine the election process. And for the record, Joe Biden has taken Georgia over 2,475,000 to Donald Trump. So it's a shame and a disgrace. And this has never been a situation that we, the American people, have actually ever faced when a president has lost an election. And if this is what the American people want as a leader, they need to wake up and smell the coffin. And I'm not talking about Folgers or Maxwell House. Back to you, Raheem.
Wow. And the thing about it is this right here. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a president. As a matter of fact, thinking back on when Barack was the president, he invited Trump in, even though they did not see eye to eye on so many different things.
Right.
But he allowed him to come in. He sat down with him. My first lady, Michelle Obama, she actually talked to Trump's wife, Miss Trump. I call her Miss Trump. And told her all the ins and outs, everything that has to happen, what you have to do to raise kids in the White House, how they this, and there was a very, to me, there was a very gracious host to the Trumps, and to have this individual before the election, he pretty much set you up. Before the election, he said that if I win, oh hooray, good for me, I won again. But if for whatever reason I don't, it's fixed and it's rigged. Rodney, I need to hear your heart, brother.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And I mean, never in the history of the world has there ever been an American president to be in such of a tumultuous thing between uh, the people of America. And I mean, there are certain people who love him there, and it's no two ways about it. Either you love Trump or you don't. And at this time, I think that America is facing a image, a very serious image issue, because we've always been the beacon to the world. So many countries have tried to follow our steps, and they emulate, they enjoy the freedoms that we have. And but at the same time, now we have an issue, a credibility issue, because the whole world is watching to see how is this thing going to pan out. Is there going to be a a transition that, I mean, for the whole history of America, if there's something going on, people at that point, the people go out and vote. And once people cast their votes, people trust the system. Now, when we get to the point, we're saying, can we trust the system? I mean, there are so many things that the American people are at odds with. I mean, they're at odds with, should we shut down the nation? Should we wear a mask? I mean, these are some very, very serious issues. And it's very hard line. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Either you are a fan of what's happening and you believe in it, or you're just on the complete opposite. So we are trying to do our best to understand exactly what's happening. I know a lot of people who own businesses, how it's impacting their businesses, how it's impacting the youth in education. So this is a very, very serious time. And so there's a lot of people working on this, and there are two sets of eyes on the left and on the right, and both are watching very, very intently on what's happening, what's not happening, and the effects thereof. So, we're going to do our best to just, tell the facts. We're doing our research, and we're doing what we can to make sure we keep our viewers informed.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yep.
One of the things, let me get back. There we go. One of the things, Rodney, that I'm concerned with, right is right and wrong is wrong. Whether you like Trump, whether you don't like Trump, or whatever your stance is on the man, I look at the actions. And one of the things that I see when I look at the actions is he's not doing what is best for the country. I think he's taking a lot of personal situations and putting them into the ball of wax as making a determination as to what he do moving forward. Greg, what do you say to that?
I have to agree with you. It is a shame and a disgrace. And as you were talking, my mind began to reflect, and I try to gravitate as much information I possibly can so that we can disseminate this information to our viewers. In the history of conceding, I think it goes back to William McKinley in 1867. That's when the conceding began to take place. But the way it is taking place today, President Trump doesn't give a care about the American people. He doesn't give a care about the world. He fired the Secretary of Defense. They're withdrawing troops. And now that puts the Afghanistan in risk of having to face the Taliban because they no longer have the American support. In his last few months of running this country, he is actually running the country into the ground. And the world is looking at America and the leadership that is being, the lack of leadership of Mr. Trump for the American people, wasting taxpayers' dollars, doing recounts in Georgia, trying to do the same thing in Michigan. As a leader, you have to accept what? Defeat. There's victory and there's defeat. Either win wonderfully or fail graciously. You lost. Now concede so that we can move this country forward. Turn everything that needs to be turned over to President-elect Joe Biden so he can get this country back on pace, but we can come out of this situation of this coronavirus. The world is upside down because of corona. The death rate has gone over 250,000. And by December, we're looking close to 300,000 deaths due to COVID. Hospitals are closed. healthcare workers are quitting because they cannot deal with the people that are dying from COVID-19. COVID-19, the coronavirus, is not a joke. It is not the swine flu. It is a pandemic that has affected the entire world. Wake up, America. Wake up, Mr. Trump. Do what's right for the American people so that we can move this country forward. We have to talk, and I may be talking passionately, but I'm concerned about America and the welfare that we have to deal with, and the loss and the hurt. So let's do this thing right. You lost, lose graciously, and walk away. Back to you, Raheem.
That's good. And I'll go back to Rodney.
Mhm.
And I want Rodney to play a role with me. He's an actor. He know how to act. He know how to act. He know how to act. I want him to play devil's advocate for a reason and give me ideas or some mindset or some thoughts that some of the individuals that are actually supporting Trump may have to say in his defense. Rodney?
It's an amazing thing. I mean, I know so many different people, and I mean, I know people who are starch Donald Trump supporters, and it's fine. You know, everybody votes, and they vote from their heart, and everybody is voting from research. There's a lot of people who are voting or have voted or want to vote or did vote from reaction because they're saying what, you know, some people are saying what Joe Biden is doing is actually hurting the economy. The fact that they're in our current governor here in Southern California, Governor Newsom, right now, that one of the things that we're going to cover is actually some of the closures and what's actually happening here in Southern California. It is a thing that people really have to dig into the effects of how this is going to really affect the United States, how it's going to affect our overall, the youth, education, jobs. And going back to what you had said, there are people who say Donald Trump is tough. He's not a pushover. He was draining the swamp. He actually was, you know, not playing the political game. And again, being a person as just a regular American here, we're not inside the White House. We are not inside. We don't know all of the things that are happening behind the scenes. Let me tell you, I personally ran for mayor of a city here in California. I got involved in the political thing. I never knew. I never had a clue to even imagine that something as crazy as some of the things that happened in my little political race that I thought that, oh, surely if you go in and you talk to the people that it's gonna be a honest, people get out and vote. There's so many things that are running behind the scenes that you have no clue of. And so I'm hoping that whether you know, at this point, Trump has to concede. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, are they going to literally drag him out kicking and screaming? Some people say he should fight. They say, I mean, I don't know. It's one of these things that, you know, we're trying to look and learn from this thing. And actually, when you look at so many people, they say like coronavirus is this, or it's a joke, or it's a hoax. I personally know people who were affected. I just got a call from a friend who said they were tested positive. And I'm like, wow, you know, it touches the rich, the poor, white, black, educated, uneducated. It doesn't matter. It's undiscriminated how coronavirus is affecting people. And again, it's very sad that people have worked their whole life building up businesses, and now they are being so challenged of how do they survive. And also too, the typical American family, how do they survive with their jobs being scaled back? And a lot of people feel that this is a very tactful thing that's happening, that it's taking away free enterprise. And when you take away jobs and you say, here, this is how much you're going to get to live on, that is a big problem with many, many people. So this is going to be something that is, as I said, everybody's watching this, and this is going to make or break America, because, and I really pray with all power of the Lord that this will not break us, that it will make us better, stronger, that it will bring real truth to light, and may all the truth come out. I think that America has had a lot of shadowy things that have happened for many, many years, and I think that it needs to come to a stop. A lot of people say, will it stop? Can it stop? That's what fake real news is all about. We're going to find out.
Good deal. Good deal. And that's the thing right there. That's the thing right there, man. And one of the things that I say a lot to a lot of people when I have conversations with them is not Donald Trump. Donald Trump did not make people racist.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that he made people racist. I think he gave them a platform where they could come out and display their racism.
Mm-hmm.
If that and it, honestly speaking, it's really not the racism that's going to destroy America, nor is it Corona. I think it's the divisiveness of the people. Because, and why I say that, because I've never seen anybody that stated they had Corona have Corona. I've never seen them in any one of the interviews that they had, the ones that made it, say that there was a questionnaire that they had asked in order to get a coronavirus. And what's like I said, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, orange, polka dot, stripe, Trump supporter, Biden supporter, Obama supporter, or whatever. It doesn't matter. We're divided in this day and time. We all have to come together for a common cause and work together and get past this. Greg, what do you say to that?
Absolutely, absolutely. We got to work together to get past it. And one thing we're not doing, we're not characterizing Donald Trump as a racist. What we're saying is what he's disseminated to the people in his campaign, and how he talked about if the people revolted, we put the dogs on, we set the water hose on, we slap them. And we know historically that's the things that they did to African Americans or blacks over the years. So all he did was just generate that hatred that was already embedded in a lot of people, and because that's what he put out. We've had presidents that have led this nation, some bad and some good. I will not put them into the same boat, but my characterization of a leader of what we call the free world or America should display a level of commitment, concern for all the people, not a party. And George Washington said this best. And he said, for those who are running for political office, don't run according to party, run according to policy, run according to principles. Let's focus on what we need to bring harmony into the lives of so many people. When this country was established back in the 1700s, it was not established for them to be able to dictate and ruin our life, but to try to make our life and our livelihood much better. To be honest, blacks suffered, but now we do have a better chance. And we have a better chance because we now have a voice. And our voice needs to be heard, and it needs to be heard at the polls. We've spoken. Now it's time for Mr. Trump to listen. You need to listen and stop saying that it's been rigged, because what you're trying to do, what Lindsey Graham is trying to do, what your counterparts or your co-workers in this, not counterpart, but the people that are working with you, they're trying to change the vote. You lost. Give it up, concede, and pack your stuff and get out the White House. Back to you, Rain.
Wow. And that's that I think really need to happen. But we're gonna move on to our next topic of discussion. And I want to go to Rodney with this, and I want to ask him about the unemployment break. The unemployment break. Rodney, what exactly is the story? And educate us on the unemployment break.
Well, I'm here actually, and we're looking into things. Actually, I'm on the website called thebalance.com. And so basically, what are they reporting? Here it is. The current unemployment rate is 6.9 for October 2020. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said that the monthly report came in on Friday. The rate is nearly double, 3.5% rate since February, and that is before COVID-19 pandemic. And this comes after the pace of what's happening here in the United States labor market. It slowed in September, and with an unemployment rate now at 7.9. And unemployment is one of the most critical things that's facing our country, as we all know. In April, the government shut down the economy, and the unemployment rate reached 14.7. That's the highest unemployment since the Great Depression. So these things are very, very serious. And at this point, we have to, the best thing the best advice that I could possibly give is to tell every family, every individual, really, you need to make sure that you are watching your expenses, because it's very, very tough. I mean, we have the holidays approaching. A lot of people have families. They love their loved ones, their children, and they want to be able to go out and gift and purchase gifts and things like that. This thing is really, really taxing the American people. Not only is it more serious than that, people are having challenges paying their rent and paying all of the regular things that they were normally handling or managing. So the unemployment rate is a very, very serious issue. I have to tell you, still at 638, this is the seventh largest monthly increase since 1939. So this is a lot of people who are millions and millions of people are going out of business. A lot of personal this unemployment is being kind of triggered because so many businesses are closed because of what's happening in our economy, and again, of course, because of this pandemic. So there's some very, very serious things. The small businesses are being hurt, and a lot of the big businesses are being hurt too. So hopefully we are going to have to do some very, very tight budgeting individually. You as an individual, we all have to make sure that we are being very careful, watching our spending, and doing the best that we can to manage. And hopefully the market will open back up. This virus will be maintained. Now the big thing is the vaccine, and there's a lot of question about the vaccine. People are saying, I'm not going to take it. I don't know what's in it. There are things in it that they're not talking about. So there's a lot of big questions that are coming. And I mean, this is not far off. This is going to be very, very soon. Within days, people are going to start. There's a major pushback right now. So we have to figure out, what are we going to do to get around this virus? Are we going to protect ourselves? Are we going to quarantine? What is best for our nation? And they are scrambling to get answers. So back to you, Raheem.
Good deal. And that is one of the things, excuse me, that is one of the issues that I think that we really have in dealing with this whole unemployment situation. What are the families going to do? Greg, there's a lot of people that's going to be out of work. There's a lot of people that don't have the finances to support their families, take care of the bills, put food on the table, clothe the children. Greg, what is this leading up to?
Well, what you just brought to light is what we're facing. Rodney was talking about the unemployment rate. I hear them saying in Georgia the unemployment rate has gone down. I don't see how that can be said. But one thing about it is sometimes people just want you to think things a certain way. The sky can be blue, but someone will tell you, hey, man, the sky is green. Now, they'll say it well enough that you just start to perceive in your own mind that the sky is green when technically the sky is blue. The unemployment rate is still high. And I'll say this, I really appreciate President-elect Joe Biden, who's trying to get another stimulus check out. And it looks like Congress is going to have to intercede to make sure that happens, because I'm sure Donald Trump will do everything in his power to stop that from happening. He had made plans to give another stimulus check that was based on him getting elected. If you cared about the American people, you would do it regardless of whether you get reelected or not. When you're selfish, self-centered, ignorant, and or arrogant, you only think about you and your advantage of your opportunity to take advantage of the people. But Joseph Biden, our president-elect, has already implemented that he's trying to get another stimulus check out. But the unemployment rate, mom and pop shops are shut down. The federal government gave big bucks to big industries to keep them afloat during this crisis, during this pandemic. So we got to look at this thing in real time and see exactly what's going on. And for those who have lost their job, and I understand that thousands of people have lost their jobs, the unemployment rate has not come down to a significant amount of people are being put back to work, because now I'm hearing other places are shut down. Other businesses are being shut down. So if the thing is turning around and the unemployment rate is turning around, then we need to hear and we need to look at the economic growth and change that's going to take place. Under Joseph Biden's administration, we're looking for great things. And that's what I'm giving hope to see exactly what he's already started and demonstrated for the American people. Unemployment rate is where it is. Let us focus on what we need to do so that we can move this country forward as a people. And I really enjoy, Raheem, how you bring these subjects together and how Rodney does his homework and how he presents analysis or some stats as it relates to what's going on from the West Coast, from California. Thank you, Rodney. Here, I want to thank you, Raheem, for this platform to talk about the real news that our president established being fake. It is not fake what we're talking about, but if he opens his mouth, you can rest assured it's fake on his side. Back to you, Raheem.
And that's the thing. That's why we do fake news. Someone says a play on words. I say no. We actually bring you the absolute truth about what we see in this day and time. What is going on? What is happening? How it's happening. We're not here to sugarcoat it. We're not here to blow smoke. We're here to tell you the truth. And I want to encourage each and every one of you to continue to watch us, continue to spread the word, have your family, your friends, people that like us, people that don't, tell them about us anyway. Because this is fake real news. We're going to go back to Rodney, and we're going to talk about some of the closings. Rodney wanted to speak on closings today. And so I'm very excited to see what it is that he has on his heart. Rodney?
Yeah, well, we're here. I mean, looking at the LA Times, one of the long-standing publications here in America, as well as Southern California, been around many years. They're talking, as usual, they are presenting their award-winning report, and they're talking about which counties here are reopening and what's actually happening. And so in California, you know, they have tier 1 to tier 4. When you look at it, you can also go LA Times, coronavirus, you can actually look into this, and they are showing there is a lot of purple. Purple, that is a tier 1, as you can see over my shoulder, all up and down the states. I mean, it is really, really covered in purple. And so that's, you know, these are the numbers. I mean, the facts are the facts, and they're talking about exactly what is actually happening, how it's affecting the state of California. You know, I'm part of a group of people that are involved in different sporting events. It's Bloodline Sports, actually, and they're looking at some of the tournaments, some of the baseball tournaments with the youth. They're shutting all of these things down. How do people move life forward when things are shutting down? Matter of fact, they were reporting, I believe it is tonight, they're starting to tell businesses at 6 p.m. they need to start closing down. People need to start getting off the street, and you have to be in until I believe it's like 10 o'clock the next day. So, I mean, that's some serious stuff. So people are already flooding the markets. People are buying up all the toilet paper. Meat is flying off the shelves. And again, this is something that America has never had to encounter. This generation, maybe the older generation that went through the Great Depression, they understand. They say, okay, this happened. This is how they deal with it. This current society, as we know, we are not prepared for these type of things. We're not prepared for pandemics. People are not prepared for, Lord forbid, if the power went off. People would freak out. I mean, literally, just because the lights went out, people would freak out because they go, oh my God, I can't get my computer on. There's a lot of things that would freak the American people out. But hopefully, this thing is going to get under control. And when you're looking at the number of positive test cases, a lot of people are going out and they're being tested and they're finding out. Some people, as they say, are asymptomatic, they're carrying, but they don't have any symptoms. These are very serious things that, some people, I heard one person tell me they don't want to know. They're afraid to go get tested. It's better to know than not to know, because if you are positive, you want to make sure that you safeguard yourself, wear your mouth, your face covering, and be mindful that you could be infecting your loved ones, your elderly parents, someone that you don't even know. So this is a very serious thing. And hopefully there are many, many things that are going to come out and how to go around this. But again, here in Southern California, they are already talking about the closures. Again, the state is, in tier 1 status, and that it means a lot of things. And these are tier 1, just so you understand, tier 1 means the most non-essential indoor businesses and operations are going to be closed. Tier 2, some non-essential indoor business are going to be closing. Tier 3, some business operations can open with modifications. Tier 4 is minimal. Most businesses operating can be open with modifications. But as you can see, one more time, tier 1 is purple, and that is Southern California. So they are taking a real hard stance on how to contain the coronavirus. And every state is different. Every governor, how they see their state is different. This is going to be very, very serious. And the people here in Southern California, the residents and the businesses, are at odds at how to handle the shutdown. So hopefully we're going to get to the bottom of this. Hopefully it's going to be something that's not going to really take our economy here in California down any further than it's already been. And for all the business owners out there who've been challenged, it's very sad. We know that people have lost their businesses. I was talking to a local bank, and they said so many people have come in and closed their bank accounts because their businesses have been challenged. So we're going to see how we're going to fare along with the rest of the nation. So keep our prayers out to our leadership, to the business owners, to families. This is going to be a challenge that we have to buck down and work together on.
Good deal. Good deal. And that's one of the things that Rodney said, that, and we spoke about this briefly earlier. We all have to come together. This is not the time for divisiveness. This coronavirus is killing people in my family, your family, the people that like you family, the people that love you family, the people that don't like you. It's killing everybody. If they come in contact, especially if they have some kind of how do you say thing? Pre-existing condition. There you go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-existing condition. It could be a death sentence. It could really be a death sentence. So we have to come together. We have to come together and do what it is that we need to do. Take care of ourselves. Take care of each other. Love and kindness have I drawn thee. Now is the time to show some love and kindness to each other. Greg, what's on your heart?
That's very passionate, showing love and kindness. That really speaks volume.
Yes.
To what we're facing. And it is a shame that we are suffering because of a leader that don't understand. He's had a silver spoon in his mouth ever since he was a baby. And now he is trying to put a wooden spoon in our mouth.
Mm.
He cares less about how we fare, how we're suffering. He plays games as though this is his world. Raheem, I don't want to get too passionate, but this man said he's done more for the people than Jesus Christ. Now that doesn't sound good to me. So if we don't talk about this, if we don't bring to light the reality of what we're facing during this pandemic or during that administration, then we apparently walk around here with our eyes wide shut. And you can't have it even as a reporter, and we present the news. We don't want to make it personal, but what we see does affect us. Raheem spoke about Corona, how it has affected his family, how it has affected all of our families. Individuals dying from coronavirus, hospitalized for weeks, for months, and they still, even though they recover, they still have the effect of it. And the likelihood of getting the corona, it can happen again. That's why you do need the mask up. And then some of the people are criticizing, well, we should have a choice to wear a mask. You do have that choice. You didn't take advantage of the choice, the freedom that you had, because you didn't do it. That's why they have the mandate. You complain about wearing a mask, but you don't complain about the speed limit. Hello? You need to wake up and realize everything is in place for your well-being, your safety. Thank you for that information, Rodney. And thank you again, Raheem, for your passion. Back to you, my friend.
Yes. 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 You do have a right. Yes. But I want you to think about something when you're making your decision. When you decide not to wear a mask, is that decision just for you? Or does it affect everybody that's around you? If you decide not to wear a mask, if you have a family at home, wife, kids, or whatever your family structure is, you decide not to wear a mask, you come in contact with someone that has corona, that has COVID-19. Because of the fact that you decided that you are not going to wear a mask, you contract it. And then you go home to your family, in your house, in your safe place, where your wife and your children should be able to live free and have the freedom of being at home. And that decision that you just made affected only you? Or can that decision that you make not to wear a mask affect everybody in your household, the very people that you love? The very people that you love could be affected by that decision or that choice that you make. Rodney, back to you, brother.
Yeah, again, indeed, I have a friend here in Southern California, and she had called me last night and said that she had been tested, and she found out within one day after being tested that she was indeed positive. Her daughter is positive, she is positive, and her son, thank God, has tested negative. So now, can you imagine being in a house with people you love? Two people are affected, one isn't. The paranoia that must be going through their mind, because she was explaining how everybody has different things and they're disinfecting every doorknob and everything, and I'm like, wow. But it's again, we're here talking about some very serious issues that's affecting the everyday common man. Has nothing to do with race, nothing to do with money, nothing to do with social, economic status, education, has nothing to do with it. This pandemic is something that is really touching everybody, and everybody must be on guard. I actually have an update report here. This is from the RAP, and the RAP is another group here in Southern California. They're talking about the cancellations here in entertainment. A lot of people are trying to figure out what's actually happening for the holidays. Our parades and certain huge events, what's going to happen? Well, here's an update, and these postponements are hitting events in tech, media, sports, and entertainment. These are just some of the updates. Let's just take a look. The Beijing International Film Festival, the original date was set for April 19th through the 26th. It has just moved everything online. We look at Comic-Con. Comic-Con is one of the biggest events here in San Diego, California. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people go to this event every year. It's a pilgrimage of people going there who are into that whole Comic-Con and that whole Comic-Con thing and all of the characters. Well, it has been rescheduled, and it was set for July 23rd. It has been moved to July 22nd to the 25th, 2021. They are already moving things a whole year out. Cannes Film Festival has been rescheduled. It is TBD, to be determined. They don't know when that's going to come back. There are so many different things. Wonderland, it's another one. I'm sorry, WonderCon. That's another big con event. It's been postponed to March of 2021. So we have so many different events again, but the most important thing is how do we entertain ourselves? Many of my colleagues are now started to shift here in entertainment. There are many companies and production companies that are moving entertainment online. So there's some very big news. There was a gentleman, and he was the former president of Pandora, and I believe it was Pandora. I think it was Pandora, but he's starting a company where they're going to be doing live stream, and all of these huge acts. I mean, these big acts that fill up stadiums and concert venues. They're now being forced to take their show and their act virtually. So there are some things that's going to really kind of flip the whole entertainment industry on its head. And so hopefully we too are, I'm part of a group. And like I said, we were planning to do a big event in June of 2021. We are still working to find out if we will still be able to hit our mark and if we have to take certain elements of it and make it strictly virtual. So it's a very, it's a huge thing. Again, the Tribeca Film Festival, it has been, they have not figured out what they're going to do. Tribeca is going to be postponed as well. So many different things. Producers Conference, AFM, man, music, and we can go on and on and on. The amount of music concerts of all genre of music postponed. And so these artists are looking for a way to get their music out and stay engaged to their fans. So we're going to keep a close watch on it. And that's what Fake Real News is all about, getting the report out.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Fancy. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I just did something fancy. Let me get back real fancy with it. But I'm gonna show this fellow here laughing at me. Look at that. But my thing is, man, this has been a great broadcast. I do that at the end every now and then. Toward the end of the broadcast, Greg can get over there, he get to laughing and giggling. So I put him on the screen just to kind of play a little joke on him. But this has been a great broadcast. I definitely enjoy and enjoy everybody that's part of this. Fake Real News. We got a couple of the ladies will be back with us next week. Ladies will be back with us next week. Looking forward to bringing them back in. We're gonna have the attorneys that's gonna be with us in the next couple of weeks. They'll be with us, bringing it from the legal aspect of what's going on in the legal world. My daughter will be covering the entertainment aspect of it. Greg will be doing the weather. We'll have him doing the weather, so that's another thing. We're gonna let him go outside and walk around the building 2 or 3 times, come back in and give us a weather report. What's the weather like? And then we're gonna see if we get right there and walk around the house in California and let us know what the weather like in California. We got some folks gonna be in North and Arkansas. Got somebody in Arkansas gonna be there, corresponding for us as well. So we're gonna do all the weather across. But listen, this has been a great broadcast. I definitely want to thank everybody. Let me go back to Greg. Greg, what's on your heart in your closing, sir?
My goodness, man, that is so funny. I can't help but laugh because sometimes you say some stuff. So I'm gonna be the weatherman. Yeah. I think we need to have a cooking show. We're gonna have you doing the cooking then. You need to do some ribs and some steak, and But seriously,
some whisk biscuits.
Wish I had a biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay. With all seriousness, I love this show. I love bringing this information, providing the facts that are real through real news. I appreciate Rodney and what he brings to the table, his insight and his research. And the information that we're giving you is direct, it's on point, and it is real. Thank God for Fake Real News. Thank God for you, Raheem, and back to you, and may you all have a wonderful weekend.
Good deal, good deal. What I'm about to do right now, I'm ready to go to Rodney, have him say anything that he'd like to say in his closing. Rodney?
Well, again, we're thankful to be here. It's another blessed Friday, so may everybody be blessed. Make sure you take care of yourself. Prepare. Yes, we do have to prepare. Make sure that you get your essential things. Get out. I'm going to do myself. I'm getting ready to get out of here and go take care of some business, and I'm going to be hunkering down and actually, you know what? Take this time to study, better yourself, fill your mind with good things. Hey, pick up the word, dig in, restore your heart, prepare yourself, because the days ahead are very, very tricky. We are already experiencing things that this nation, this world has never thought that would ever come. No one ever thought there would be days like this. So we must prepare ourselves, prepare your family, and also get your mind right. I'm starting to notice that there's a lot of strife within the house. People who you've been around and everybody's fine. But when you get contained, when you get locked up in the house and you have to really spend a lot of time with each other, things boil over. And we have to make sure that every family, husbands and wives, children, please, Lord have mercy, do not drive your parents crazy. Make sure that you're doing your homework, stay online, do whatever you have to do. We all have to be focused on getting through this thing together. Thanks, Raheem. God bless you. Thanks for Fake Real News. Thank you for giving me an opportunity just to be a part. And again, have a blessed Friday and a great weekend.
Absolutely. Man, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, brother, for being a part of it, man. It's an honor having you here as well as with Greg and everybody else as a part of Fake Real News, man. I count it an honor to have each and every one of you with us. This has been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing Fake Real News and DK Media Group to be a part of your evening. It is early on one side and it's a little later here in Atlanta. But it's 2 o'clock here. What I think it's 11 o'clock in California right now. I think it's 11. What is it? 11 right?
11 it is. Yes.
Good deal. So we'll cover a wide spectrum, and we may be coming to you all from Hawaii in the next couple of months. I may be coming to Hawaii, and so that's what I'm working on that right now. So we trying to pull some things together. We're working on it. But anyway, I want to thank you all for joining us. It's time to get out of here for today. I want to thank you all for joining us. But before you go, I want you to do me 2 favors. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number 2, why this is really simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you'll never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you for Fake Real News. Take it out into the cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. You'll have a great day. Take an opportunity, if you don't mind, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Y'all have a great evening. See you next week, right here on Fake Real News.
Fake Real News. They're giving you the fakeness. We're giving you the real news right here at DKM Media Group and Associates. Things are happening all over the globe. And as things are going on, you need to know the truth about what's happening in your city, your state, and your community. You can get the truth right here at Fake Real News, right here on DKM Media Group and Associates. That is Fake Real News at DKM Media Group and Associates. Things are happening in and around your community. There's an outrage. You need to know the truth. Come and get the truth right here at Fake Real News.